How are we getting on, folks? Look at apologies for the lack of posting over the past couple of days, as well as I suppose you could say the late post there today. The past few days have just been absolutely mental, say on my end. I still have a few jobs to do after this, so it's definitely going to be a late enough finish for me. But I'm going to basically explain the story. So, to make a long story short, we were away all day today with the mayor. Um, she's back home, different things like that. What I'm hoping to do is I'm hoping to set up like a video diary more so than anything else. Um, of her progression, say different things like this. I'm thinking about calling it breathing on a budget. Basically, what I'm going to try and do is not only promote herself and the foal, the potential foal, we'll say, but I want to do something a little bit off the box, and I want to do something a little bit different than what the usual racing bloggers are doing. Nearly every one of them are all doing tips, different things like this. Nothing wrong with it, but I feel like this is a great opportunity for me to be able to branch out in something different, try and sort of really make a strong surge in the media game, and try and really get the ball rolling. Um, I will be uploading a video in the next week, hopefully now. Nothing really too major about it, just basically giving a full rundown on, say, between myself, the mayor, and the stallion that we went to. It's definitely going to be a nice little insider to what goes on behind the scenes, and maybe might open up a few closed eyes, let's say, for the people that think that race horses have no life after retirement, which is complete rubbish. Everything else like that. Um, I intend to change their view, and I intend to, I suppose, spread a bit of light to what goes on behind the scenes, without being a jockey, trainer, or whatever like that. So that's the plan for the future. I'm really, really looking forward to it. Um, I hope you all are too. But for now, we are going to be focusing on Punchestown tomorrow. Um, it's to say it's a competitive card is an understatement. I would actually go to the point in saying that Punchestown is actually looking to be better than Cheltenham this year. With the lineups they have, the matchups they're coming up against, it's definitely really, really enjoyable race, and I really, really cannot wait to see the outcome of all this. We're going to do our best to try and pick a few winners. Plenty of each way shouts in this. Plenty of the next best is actually an each way one, so that'll explain to you how, let's just say, open this contest is. But we may as well crack on, save me rambling on about it too much. I still have jobs still to do. Oh my God. 340, first race off of the day. I'm personally going to be siding with Fighting Fit at 10-1. At an each way aspect, ridden by Simon Torrance, claiming £3 for the Dempsey team. Obviously owned by JP McManus. Is definitely connections you definitely want to be siding with in these sorts of conditions, these sorts of handicaps. Now I'm not 100% sure well, look at, he has a few in here as well, but JP definitely looks like Simon Torrance is the one to be siding with in these sorts of conditions. Realistically, this horse here has been a model of consistency. And I personally think that is essential for these sorts of conditions and for these sorts of races. He's coming in here off 11 stone 3 with Simon Torrance then claiming another £3 off. He's practically been ridden off 11 stone. My opinion, it looks like he's thrown in here. Definitely think he's going to be very, very competitive. He should realistically be thereabouts in the finish. I think Bet365 are playing paying 5 places at the moment. So realistically, you're looking at that sort of value, and you're trying to eye up an each way aspect. And for a horse that has a record, say for this season at 4th, 7th, 1st, and 3rd, you can't really go wrong. Looks like he's fairly well thrown in here. He's one of, well, I wouldn't say he's one of the only course and distance winners in here, but he is a course and distance winner, so that definitely has to stand for something. Not every horse is inclined to, let's just say, appreciate Punchestown. It's definitely a tricky course to get round if you're not on the ball. I think there's only 2 or 3 course and distance winners. There's 3. You Say Nothing at 33 to 1. Looks to be, I wouldn't write it off, but it's up against it, let's just say. You have our lad Fighting Fit, who looks to be fairly well thrown in, and Scholastic as well. Scholastic I wouldn't write off either at 9 to 1, but just, I suppose, at a bit more value. Fighting Fit definitely looks to be a nice sort of a price. Next race off down to 4:15, and this one here will be one of the only really short price horses of the day. I personally think Blue Lord shouldn't be beaten here. When you look at Echoes in Rain, in fairness, it is good form. It was a very, very nice performance last time out, and it looked like it was very, very well thrown in. But saying that, it faced nothing of the likes of Blue Lord. Blue Lord is touted up to be one of the best novice hurdlers in, say, Ireland at the moment. Like, realistically, when you look at the form, 3rd behind Appreciated and Ballyadam, that was unbelievable form. 2nd behind Bob Ollinger, again, unbelievable form. He's beaten Julie Stowaway, Hermunderson, Glens of Antrim, decent enough, but not necessarily what you'd call overall standout, scream and shout potential. The 2nd and 3rd is definitely what's grabbing it for me. And in my opinion, Blue Lord has beaten, or at least gotten closer to horses better than Echoes in Rain, in my opinion. And therefore, Echoes in Rain looks like the wrong favorite here. I think Blue Lord at 5 to 4 is definitely much, much better value. Anything odds against, really, for Blue Lord is great value. I definitely think he should be the one that's odds on here. When you look at the form of Appreciated and Bob Ollinger, them 2 horses are just, they're weapons, so they are. I think this side here is definitely one to be definitely siding with here. 5 to 4 looks to be great value. I can't really write him wrong. I think he is one of the better ones in here. 4:50 then, and this one here is going to be the each way next best of the day. And I'm going to be siding with Mullins. But which of the Mullins is you? I hear you say. Jazz Away at 12 to 1 looks to be one of the more unexposed sorts, and the form is definitely stacking up massively. Now, this horse hasn't ran since Galway of last year, the 29th of July, but the last time he did that, or that particular run, was only half a length behind Mrs. Milner. Now, all you have to do is go through Mrs. Milner's form, and you will see a Cheltenham Festival winner, and a very, very snug Cheltenham Festival winner at that. Just want to go back through it there. That day she won. Is it she or he? She, thank God, I got it right. Won by 5 lengths, beating the Boss's Oscar. Again, a very, very talented novice. Come On Teddy, Millionaire, Champagne Platinum, Ask Dylan, Dandy Mag, Spirit of the Games, Everglow. I could go on all day with these, but realistically, that was definitely a very hot race, very, very competitive race. To come half a length to that horse is definitely very, very interesting. And it was very, look at the form is standing up. You have the likes of Effernock Fizz that was in behind it, 9 to put up a very, very good season. Was it last year or the year before? A very talented hurdler for Katie Brown. I don't care what anyone says. I think she's a very, very talented hurdler herself. Tushu Tom, I think, has won a couple of times since. Either that or he's come very close to it. No, he's had second, eighth, third, eighth, fifth, and fifth. So he hasn't actually won, but he's been very gracious in defeat since that day. But realistically, look at it's a competitive handicap. Willie Mullins is going to have his horses in prime form, so every single one of them is worth siding with. Now, trying to nail down which Mullins horse to be going with is another thing. Like, realistically, you could make serious cases for every single one of them. Whiskey Sour being one of them. My God, if Whiskey Sour wins, I will absolutely cry me heart out. But realistically, that horse hasn't ran since 2019. I think it's going to have to really do very, very well to overcome that layoff. But I wouldn't write him off. Whatever you do, don't write off Whiskey Sour. But Jazz Away for me looks to be the next best each way. I think it's definitely going to be fighting it out for the places. 525 is going to be the patron pick of the day, so I'm not going to be covering it. 555, and I will be siding with Denise Foster and Jamie Codd here. Jamie is definitely fighting for the amateur title with Non-Biting currently priced at 10-3. When you look at the breeding aspect of things, this lad here stands out a country mile. 135,000 euro, 3-year-old in the sales, 12 foal, half brother to 5 winners, including Fernie Hollow, Chiltern Hills. Dam was an unraced half sister to Useful Jumper, Hirschsov out of half sister to Granville again, and Morley Street. Kenneth Parkhill bred this horse. Now, Kenneth Parkhill is definitely, in terms of breeding aspects, he is one of the best of the best in the game. Bred the likes of Bob Ollinger. We've seen one there, Neverfield Blue for Willie Mullins and Blue Bloods Racing. That was an impressive performance. I think she is definitely going to be a very, very nice sort. Who else has he bred? He's bred countless superstars, and this lad here definitely could be one of the ones. One of the new say blood for superstars. Let's just say, if it's anything like its half brothers or the horses that it's closely related to, it should take plenty of stopping here. Realistically, Fernie Hollow had to beat the Bob Ollinger in Goran Park. You'd imagine if the two of them ever met again that Fernie Hollow would probably beat him again. But it's a hard one to know. It's really, really hard. 6:30. This is definitely the best race I have seen in quite some time. You have the likes of Monkfish, Unbeaten, Enviolin. I wouldn't say Unbeaten. He was just unlucky. He fell the last day, but when he stood up, he's never been beaten. Colreevy, unbeaten this season. And Franco de Port, a very, very consistent sort as well. You could make cases for absolutely every single one of these, but for me, the top two in the market definitely stand out like a sore thumb. Monkfish, I've always been a big, big fan of. He started off his days in Stolen. No, he didn't. That was his second run. He started off his days in Cragmore, which he actually pulled up that day. But the winning streak, the first taste of victory came in Stolen, which is only up the road from us here in 2018. In it there, you have the likes of Game Face, Opposites Attract, Fury Road, my God, Fiddler on the Roof, Murphy's Law, Golden Taipan, King Mufasa of Whalen's Lad, Precious Bounty, River Milan, Chantry House, Oh my God, Chantry House. Um, and out the front door, I think the name of the horse is. But look at my heart has always and will always be with Enviolin. For those who know me, know that I have always been and will always be a massive fan of this horse. Um, he's just he's so hard to not like. He's got everything that you'd hope to have in a horse of some real top quality standard. Now, can I pick from the two? I honestly can't. I really, really can't. Um, I think the safest way to go about it, probably a reverse forecast between the two. I can't see Colreevy winning. I certainly can't see Franco de Port winning, but look, you never know in racing. But realistically, he needs to be on his A game to beat Monkfish or Enviolin. You could argue Monkfish has the experience at 3 miles, but again, Enviolin won a point over 3 miles, beaten Appreciated. Like, what's the best form? It's a flip of a coin. I don't know. I just think to make things fair and to make things easier for you all, I'm going to nail down a horse and I'm going to say Enviolin is going to beat Monkfish. But I wouldn't be surprised to see Monkfish winning. I wouldn't be surprised to see Colreevy winning. I think, all in all, truth be told, I think Enviolin just shadingly is the better horse. I wasn't impressed with Monkfish, let's just say. In Cheltenham, I thought it was a fairly weak performance. Chantry House made light work of Fiddler on the Roof, who was really giving Monkfish a hard test. You could say the very same about Enviolin, though. He came down at the second fence after never showing a sign of making a mistake in his life. But I'm not going to write him off yet. I just think the fact that he's still a novice, you have to make what's the word I'm looking for? You have to make not excuses more so than anything else, but you have to make, I'm after losing complete train of thought, but make exceptions, let's just say. Make exceptions for a mistake in its novice years. They're not going to be superstars first year out. They're all going to have to mature and they have to mature and get used to jumping these fences more so than anything else before really getting into graded company. And the novice years are there for it. I just think Enviolin, and I'm probably going to be stirring up a few or stepping on a few corns by saying this, but I just think Enviolin is a better horse than Monkfish. And it kills me to say it because I absolutely love Monkfish as well. But make of it what you will. I really can't split them. I'd love to see Enviolin winning. I'd love to see Monkfish winning. I think the safest bet is a reverse forecast, to be quite honest. I cannot pick between the two. I just can't. 7:00. First of a nap double. You cannot be serious at 8-11. Realistically, I cannot see this horse being beaten. And at a price of 8-11, I would imagine he would be very, very hard to beat. It was a fairly impressive performance last time out. Just getting it up there now. What was it against? It was against Blue Templar of Enda Bulgers. Now look at Blue Templar, decent enough horse, and like realistically decent enough horse altogether. You cannot be serious. Just, I suppose, unlucky. Just a few jumping mistakes more so than anything else. But he was 12 lengths clear of anything else. I think if he got a better run of things, he probably would have won the race. But nothing to take away from Blue Templar either. He's also a very, very talented horse. I just think he is the beating of St. Benedict here. I cannot see St. Benedict, although he is very consistent, but He's been consistently frustrating. And at the prices they're at now, 5-2 is very, very short for him against a horse that looks to be fairly nicely treated and fairly well set up for this sort of a race. He's been off the track for 2 years, but he looks to be, like, realistically, he looks to be the standard bearer here, and he should take plenty and plenty of stopping. 7:35 then, the last leg of the double. This is a race where Willie Mullins absolutely loves to win. I'm not 100% sure that an awful lot of these have any massive standard. Viva de Vito looks to be interesting for Garage O'Loughlin and Chris Jones, but I just don't know. I think he'd need a run. Looking down through the card, there's nothing really else there. Like, it looks to be, I wouldn't say a weak race, but it looks to be a race that's one that has good, say, form to it, and good overall ability should take it. And Harakiri certainly does. He raced far too keen in heavy ground in Goran Park last day. When you look at that day, when Goran Park gets heavy, it gets really, really heavy. It turns into a bog. It gets sticky. It's holding. It's not great racing ground, if you know what I mean. To finish third that particular day was fairly impressive. I know he was 4-11, so make of it what you will. I just think I think there's more to it than just finishing third at 4-11. I think the way, like, he ran, it gave him no hope of actually winning the race, and he should definitely make amends here today if he's got any sort of standard. But look, I'm going to leave it there. Very, very best of luck tomorrow. If you want to sign up to Patreon, I'll leave a link in the description below. Basically, what it is €10 a month. As well as that, like, just be aware, if you are signing up, that it's automatic payment, say, from Patreon. So €10 will be coming out, say, the first day of every month. So therefore, if you sign up now, you will be charged again, say, for the 1st of May. And look, I'd advise people, if they are signing up, to sign up just those few days after. You're not really going to be missing much. You won't be in for a monthly giveaway, say, for April, but we have a very nice giveaway coming out now at the start of next month. So make sure, if you're interested, to get involved in that. It'll be a share in a racehorse of some sort for a year. So it's definitely going to be very, very nice giveaway for the sake of €10 for the month. But look, I'm going to leave it there. Thanks again for your continued support. Please make sure to keep liking, sharing, and subscribing. If you're having a bet tomorrow, the very, very best of luck. And yeah, we'll see you all very, very soon. And hopefully it'll be an earlier video now tomorrow. Thanks very much, folks. And very, very best of luck tomorrow.